Could you imagine transforming this place?
We're Brittany and Drew, two hopeful adventurers who got married, moved into a van, and have been chasing adventures all around the globe ever since, and are now looking for a place to call home here in Portugal.
Subscribe and join the ride.
Well, that's a little burnt. So hard figuring out a new kitchen every new place we go. Uh-oh. Well, there it is. Let's try that again. A little toasty. There we go. Good morning, guys. We are in the Algarve, which is the southern region of Portugal. Since we last saw you in Sintra, we traveled about 5 hours south, right on the coast, and we really love this area for the beaches, the weather, the sunshine, the kindness shown towards foreigners being here. And this is a place we came 3 years ago in our European van, fell in love with it, and now we're back. So today we're gonna go look at some of the first properties we get to see. We've been kind of doing some research, stopped by a couple of real estate offices, and now we're gonna go meet somebody and see a property with our own eyes, and let's see where this ride takes us, because we really want to find something.
Good morning. As Drew was saying, we love this area, but we can only afford so much down here by the beaches. So we're gonna be driving up about an hour. And while the good food and people are kind of everywhere in Portugal, we can afford a lot more up there in the mountains. We have a little bit of a drive, time to hop into the Polo. I even got my Land of Dreams shirt on. Let's bring these too. It's like we have our van all packed in bags.
Magic blanket?
Oh my gosh.
We don't know where this day's gonna end.
Hoping it goes from the mountain to the sea. Without our van, we just kind of pack everything.
Should I tell them how much I love the smell of the air here? There's like this sweet pine, this dryness, it gets really cool at night, like in the low 60s, and during the day reaches high 70s, 80s, so it's like the perfect temperature.
It is.
But that smell, it just, little bit of sweet salt.
Yes. Full of excitement about finding our possible future home, or at least learning more about what we are and are not looking for, and what certain amounts of money can afford us in the different areas, we were off. Quick side note, my dad is French, and I've applied for my citizenship twice now, even going as far as confirming my paperwork with the French consulate in Washington, D.C. before sending it the second time. But for whatever reason, I have never successfully received anything back. So, living in Europe and ultimately becoming a dual citizen has been a long-time birthright kind of goal of mine. That's another thing we love about Europe, the roundabouts. 1, it's efficient on gas. 2, it doesn't take a lot of infrastructure to make a roundabout. You don't have to install traffic lights, wires. It's just simpler and honestly safer. Am I forgetting any other of the joys of the roundabouts?
They're just wonderful.
Our realtor shared his location, and we can actually see where he's literally moving on the road right now.
He's coming from the north, and we're driving from the south. Something else I want to mention is this area was actually conquered by the Moors. So it was Arabic ruled for years and years. So there's a lot of influence from the name of the villages and the architecture in this area. You see a lot of little steeple and chimneys from the minarets. And a lot of the old ruins in the properties you can buy are actually left over from their occupation of this territory.
They're working on their property.
Looks like renovation, hard at work.
You might be wondering what kind of properties we're interested in looking at and purchasing out here. We're sort of interested in a little plethora of different options. So the first property that we're going to look at right now is a historic watermill. Drew and I love the idea of being able to fix up something old, historic, and turning it into a beautiful place that we can invite guests and raise a family. But it will all depend on what the land is like, the layout, how much of it is usable. So there's a lot of different things to consider.
Plus it really matters how much renovating there is. Like if it's gonna be a huge project and we have to constantly go get permits, things like that, there's a lot of cost involved and a lot of time that it takes. And just like anywhere, there's a lot of demand for people who do that work. So it's kind of a bidding war situation. And I'm hoping to be able to put my van building skills to use and put something together.
And as we experienced in America, the cost of not only labor of those who can help us build things, but also the cost of wood and other building products has gone way up.
Through the roof.
Yeah. We know what we want, but we just aren't quite sure exactly how that's going to manifest here. At least we know there's recycling.
Ooh, fire level extreme right now.
Which is definitely something else to consider in this area. We will have to make sure to keep our land cleared if we end up purchasing a few hectares out here in the mountains.
One thing that helps with this specific property is it sits in a bit of a ravine where there is a creek and waterway running through.
True. If there's water mills and springs and stuff like that, it definitely helps. This is our realtor, and this is the road. Are we able to go down this?
I'm Drew.
Nice to meet you,
Nice
Drew.
to meet you too.
Maybe you can park over here.
That's what I think, yeah.
Basically, the road down to this property is pretty rough and a little windy, but we love how secluded and peaceful it is.
To the west coast as well.
All around, yeah. We were here for a long
Arifana
time.
and
Yes.
Yeah. All the way to Peñajeras and
Yeah?
Porto and Peniche.
And then we came down and did it all over again.
Yeah.
where you guys from?
US.
US,
Yeah,
yeah?
America.
This is one of the plot drawings.
Okay.
The smaller plot
Yep,
down there.
down there.
And this is the bigger plot we're looking at now.
And they like just touch on the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would try to buy this patch of land.
Down there.
Ah, okay. He was saying that we could put solar up on the mountainside here.
So you have water, clean mountain
Year
water.
round.
Helps with the fires
Yeah.
too.
Lower bit used to be the old watermill.
Okay.
You can see he abandoned the restoration. But inside the house is still something left.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so cool. Does the river go straight this way or does it come from that way down?
Like this. Like this.
Just right here.
Something to know is that in many of the municipalities in Portugal, if land doesn't have a building on it or an original ruin, then you are not allowed to build a new home on it, which we love because 1, it preserves the beauty and serenity of the area, but also, since none of the neighbors surrounding this property have land with ruins, we're basically guaranteed peace and privacy, 2 very important factors on our wish list, along with solar.
Welcome.
Because we're still learning more about the possibilities of this particular property,
We've decided to share more about it at a later date.
stay tuned.
Oh, yes.
I love the possibilities, that's for sure. I don't know, we got some talking and thinking to do.
I told Drew my number 1 requirement for property was peace, like not hearing cars on the road or
Dogs barking.
yeah, and having that water feature right next to the house and this whole canyon to ourselves would really, I think, make all of that possible. There are a few concerns though, I know, like this
Wi-Fi,
road.
the steepness of the road,
Yeah,
some other things to consider.
we'll see, but what a fun house to start with.
And I just want to say the people we've met at the realtor's offices, they've been exceptional. They've been very welcoming to us, not just because we're clients, but they've really appreciated just our interest in this area and this culture.
They feel like friends. Okay, we'll see you at the next property. I also collected tomatoes from our neighbor. I don't know about you, but all this property hunting made us really hungry. So up to the charming village of Velochique we went.
I am so hungry. Get in my belly. Ah, it's beautiful.
Oh, there's a bicycle. Thank you. Thank you.
So I just got an email back from somebody who owns a campground a little bit more north in the Alentejo Alta region, which is kind of east of Lisbon. And it's a large campsite that they were travelers like us, and the couple essentially poured their heart and souls into this campground that started only 2 years ago. And when they opened their doors, it was tragically during the beginning of COVID. So it's been a little bit of a distressed campground. It's maybe not the area we thought we'd like, but it could be really interesting. And she just shared that it's almost 20 acres. That's a lot of land and a lot of camp spots. They have spots for camping and tents only, as well as caravans. They have a shower. They have all the infrastructure that they've poured over their time trying to get permits for, and it's all in place. So this could be really promising, babe.
I tend to sort of love everything that we look at because I can just imagine the most beautiful future life just about anywhere you put me. Drew tends to be a little bit more grounded in this decision-making process, but it's important for us to consider all the options. So as much as I loved the watermill, being able to purchase and run a licensed campground that these people already did the groundwork for, she explained the process. It took them years, not only to find the land, which they called their dreamland, and remember, land of dreams. I don't know. I have a good feeling about that too. But that's like a 3-hour drive from here, and it's a little bit further from the beach. So subscribe and tap that bell so you get reminded when our video of that campground and so much more, so much goes live.
Adventure Thursdays, coming to you not only on Thursdays. But I do have one more place that we should go check out that's near here. Let's get out of here and let's go see it.
I don't know what they're promoting, but it's a campaign vehicle.
I think there's an election coming up here.
I like their music.
Add some vibes to the street.
I wanted to say too that we do have plans to meet up with Bea and Theo of the Indie Projects. We've met them before a few years back when we were both in our vans in England. We adore those two, and we very much look forward to hugging them, and I'm sure you'll enjoy seeing them in one of our upcoming videos.
I think they know a thing or two about renovating a ruin.
They've been doing an incredible job. Whoa, it's quite the road. Oh my.
Should we have got a 4x4?
Maybe.
Yeah, is this the right way? It's this way.
We're passing cork trees.
This one's been trimmed up for their cork.
It's beautiful.
Number 9.
That means that was when they harvested it.
I'm going with 2009. Seems like it would have grown back more though. Here we are. It's a beautiful property.
This property is 4 little standalone villas on about half an acre in what feels like the middle of nowhere. Oh, what's this?
Tell you with the tree.
At least there's apples.
You want a green one or a red one? There we go. Keep the day Don Montero.
I wonder who Dawn was. You can sort of see in there. We don't have a realtor meeting us here because we decided we wanted to check it out and see how serious we were about it before we took somebody's time. So we're just gonna snoop around a little bit. Where'd you go?
There's a whole other villa right here. I love the outside stonework of this place. Did not expect this.
Ah.
It's all done. All these different rooms.
Huh. Oh yeah. There's an interesting little ladder nook.
That goes up top.
It's definitely peaceful, but it's a little bit further away from the beach.
Is that a pizza oven? That's super cool. Until another bat flies out at us.
Yeah.
Hey, fig tree.
Oh, that's always a good selling point.
I think they're ripe. 1, 2, 3.
They're called figos in Portuguese. Figos.
Figos.
I think we have a problem, guys. We're addicted to figs.
We're so addicted. Do you notice what's back behind that one too?
Oh, grapes.
Do you guys see all the grapes in there?
Oh, this one I ripped open. We're gonna have to eat that one.
There's a pool over here.
Cool. Wow.
Looks like it could use a little cleanup. This place would have some serious potential if it was in the right location.
I know.
I mean, for 200,000 euros, it's not a bad buy given you get all of this, but we're kind of in Timbuktu. I don't feel like it has the vibes we're looking for either.
It's a little bit boring feeling.
But it has figs.
We decided to go to another property. If omelettes and marmalades had babies.
Marmalade.
That is cork.
After it's been harvested and cut off the trees.
Gotcha. This road is ridiculous. It's not even realistic. No one's coming to stay. Drew was saying if this road ends at a hilltop with a view of the ocean, that it's exactly where we would park our van. And we've both said we'll know when we've found our place, when we would be happy parking our van there for a very long time. But the problem with this is I don't think we'd be able to drive our van down that road. This is only an option if we can seriously level out the road.
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay.
We've arrived. Maybe the van's included.
I don't think he's going anywhere. It's a super cool house, but nobody's coming out here.
I do have 3 bars at 3G.
I mean, I love these walls, and
How cool is that?
this thing's cool.
You can put your cat food in it.
I don't know what that is, but I like it.
A glass ball stuck in the side of the house. Funky walls and door handles.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. This one is $375.
Yeah, I think it's several acres.
This property sat on 6 acres, which is like 2.5 hectares, and came with 2 ruins as well as a borehole or on-site water source. There's the well. But it was a bit out of our price range and a bit in the middle of nowhere too. You can see the mosaic tiles in the kitchen. That's fun. We can't get in the main part, but if the accessibility was better, this would be... Could even turn the van into something cute.
Couple things I like. Security system. Got a rope. These guys are definitely into pizza night.
Any pizza? I'm hungry.
I am pretty hungry. They got a sunroof. And look at the sun.
Oh, that sounds actually really rad.
There's also a lot of rust on it, just like our van had, the Howler.
I bet he's got some stories.
A lot of stories. Well, let's get out of here.
With our first day of property hunting complete, we had gathered a lot more knowledge and awareness around not only what was available in Portugal, but also about what we wanted. And with our visa clocks ticking, we knew we didn't have much time before we'd have to return to the US again.
Will they find a property this time around, or will they have to wait until they return? Stay tuned and find out.
Should we tell them what night it is?
I want to see you do it alone.
We haven't done this in a really long time.
We're kind of rusty, guys. Pizza night!
And I think it's ready. They're snuggling in there. It's a tiny oven. Good morning from our van. It was really tricky for us to receive packages while we were bouncing around our various Airbnbs in Portugal. But now that we're back here in the US, awaiting the renewal of our visas, we have what we need to thank the sponsor of today's episode. Seed. Seed's Daily Symbiotic is a 24-strain pre- and probiotic that supports gut health, skin health, and so much more. And given my health history, I've been searching for something that contains specific strains that have been clinically and scientifically studied to support the many aspects of gut health. And beyond supporting our digestive health, Seed helps with maintaining a healthy gut barrier and smoother, glowing skin. Plus, I'm in love with their packaging. We keep this infinitely recyclable jar for our monthly refills, which come in biodegradable, compostable, and recyclable packaging. There's even a travel-size jar. Everything that they do seems to be extremely conscious, not only thinking about what goes into our bodies, but at the same time what goes into our earth. And by clicking the link in our video description below and using our code ADVENTURE, you will get 15% off Seed's Daily Symbiotic. I mean, who doesn't want to poop better and have glowing skin? Am I right? I've also heard that figs help with digestion too. Back to Portugal.
Morning.
This is our third time trying to collect our thoughts about the properties that we saw yesterday and how to convey to you what it made us think and feel. What did we see again? The windmill? Oh no,
Watermill. 4 villas.
There was another property.
Down by the coast.
Oh yeah. We know that we love this part of Portugal, but one of the things for us to consider is that we can afford a lot more in other parts of the country, which would allow us to do something like develop a campground or perhaps purchase one that's already up and running.
Somebody who's went through the permitting process, finding the land, making it all accessible, because they seem to be very strict about impeding nature here or allowing caravan parking. And the police have been enforcing the rules, I think in the last 2 years, a bit more than when we were here before.
So owning a campground is very, very intriguing for us. What we can afford down in these here parts, as you saw, is something more like a ruin, something that requires a lot more renovation. And as far as inviting guests to stay, it's a lot smaller of a scale of what would be possible with that.
And we're really intrigued with being able to share this process through our videos of building something that we had looked to do, if you guys remember, in the springtime when we were in California, Northern California specifically.
It's also the reason we went to Panama. You know, we wanted to see the land that Kaylee and Jordan were developing, but we quickly realized that was their dream, and this is ours.
Yeah, it's truly thrown us a curveball with the pandemic in a different way.
Yes.
You guys have been able to see we've really been free to go a lot of different places because we've been self-contained in our quarantine mobile, I guess. And van life has been really good to us the last 2 years, while so many others haven't been able to be outdoors in the same capacity or traveling full-time.
Yeah.
For us, we've just wanted, since we finished building Spirit, a place that was a base camp that we could build something, use our hands again, and feel like we had a nest.
Yep. As you all know, the cost of real estate has gone up, even over here. We can still afford more over here. As Americans,
Our dollar goes a lot further.
it does. On top of the fact that the safety is amazing out here.
And the quality of life, the quality of the food without having some of the other things put into it.
Things grow out here. It's lush and fertile, and things just like being alive out here. So
Makes us come alive, and that's what we're always chasing throughout our lives, is the things that feed into our passion, our adventure-seeking curiosities.
we hope you can feel all of that through
Yeah.
these videos. And
So
through
we
our
got some
work.
decisions to make.
We do. We both have a feeling that campgrounds are on our list next.
Yep.
So we'll see where this all goes.
Hope to show you so much more.
We love you all. Boa tarde.
Adios.
A bientôt.